We now have the official count of how much oil spilled in Lafourche Parish over the weekend. That's 820 barrels.
Yeah, if it breaks down in numbers we understand, it's about 34,000 gallons. About half of that made it into the bayou. The cleanup continues this morning as officials try to ease residents' concerns there about water, environment, things like that. Winston Reed's been down in Raceland for the past couple of days with Parish President Archie Chaisson.
As cleanup continues on the bayou, I'm here at the Lafourche Parish Government Building with Parish President Archie Chaisson. Mr. Chaisson, tell us, what are some updates that you have for us this morning?
Yeah, good morning. Cleanup continues. We still have well over 100 personnel on the water, over 20 boats that are still skimming operations, still flushing oil from the vegetation along the banks of bayou Lafourche. We did release the number yesterday, over 34,000 gallons, 820 barrels of oil that was released from the facility. Not all of that made it to bayou Lafourche, fortunately. About half of it did, which is still a very large amount. It's about a residential swimming pool size full of oil. But look, the company's still been great to work with. Operations continue. We made a lot of progress yesterday. If you've been through the bayou or passed by it this morning, you will see a noticeable difference in the amount of oil in the bayou and the black and the sheen that you see. So I'm pretty confident that we're gonna make it through the next few days and get a vast majority of it up, and then we're gonna be in a maintenance mode at that point, making sure we get it all off the banks of the bayou and get it cleaned up.
You said the next few days. Is that an accurate timeline? 3 days, more, maybe a week?
Yeah, I think we're going to be at this for a few more days into next week. I think a lot of that is going to be driven by the weather. If we continue to see these kind of hot days, while it's not great for the guys on the water who are having to bear the heat, it makes cleanup a lot easier. We're not having to dodge rain showers or lightning, and it makes cleanup progress a whole lot easier.
I know people are very particular about whether or not it's 3 days or if it's going to be next week. So are you confident on this week or next?
Yeah, I'm pretty confident that by the end of next week we're seeing operations ramp down. We're going to be at this in a maintenance mode for a while as residual stuff still comes out of the ditch, as we see rainwater fall and stuff continues to come off the banks of the bayou. We're going to move into a more of a planning mode today to figure out what do we do with the vegetation that we can't capture, like the water lilies and things like that, and how do we get that out of the bayou. And I think that's what's going to drive a little bit longer the timeline versus just the stuff that's in the channel that's being skimmed off.
And people want to know what exactly happened over there at the company.
Yeah, so at this point we know that it was not an issue with a pipeline. They're on a refinery. They're a mid-handling facility, so that oil's coming off from offshore, piped into their facility. They capture it and then boost the pressure and send it to the refineries and other parishes. So we're still trying to work through the company's logs with their control center and figure out exactly what happened and how the release happened. So we hope to release that in the next day or two with the company officials as we figure out not only what that timeline looks like, but then give a really good operational cleanup progress, probably Friday.
And last question as we wrap up, what role does the EPA play on this? What role are they playing on the water, and how involved are they right now?
Yeah, so the EPA, the Oil Spill Coordinator's Office, and DEQ from the state side have been really great partners to work with. They're here with us, embedded in the EOC, overseeing the operations as a federal and the state on-scene coordinator, and of course we're handling the local issues. Any
long-term impacts?
No, we have a toxicologist in the EOC with us that the EPA brought in, so we're working with him to figure out what those long-term issues might be or could be. We aren't getting any air readings or any water quality readings right now from our water plant or from the air monitoring that's happened, so we're pretty confident that once all the oil is captured that the bayou is going to return to a pristine condition.
All right, thank you, sir. All right, reporting live here in Lafourche Parish, Winston Reed, WWL, Louisiana.